So, a Brooklyn crypto consultant is hogtied beaten during a home invasion. So, let's check this out. Full screen, and let's go. Okay, so for those that are listening to this, right, this individual is shirtless in his underwear with a big chubby guy sitting on him and another kind of chubby guy basically teabagging him, basically sifting through stuff, talking to him, that kind of stuff. And his hands are obviously zip tied. Now, here's the thing, right? You could, some people might say, like, here's the thing: these robbers obviously know what they are looking for, right? These two individuals with these masks know what they are looking for. Like, they're looking for something specific. And if you can't hear them, they keep saying, "Where's the money? Where's the money at? Where's the money?" I know it might be hard to hear because of the dog. Now, I don't really know what this the chubby guy on top is trying to do on the phone. Maybe he's trying to access this individual's phone for his cryptocurrency. Maybe. So basically, the other guy's basically trying to tell this person, "Where's the money? Give me the money. If you tell me where the money is, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to leave. I want to leave. Where's the money? Give me the money." Hold on. Let me rewind that. So these two people, well, this one person basically says, "Why do you think we hit you? We know what you have." Right? Meaning, there's two things. One, they personally know him, they're close to him, or they know him specifically in some way. Interesting. Like, there's a couple of different ways to really think about it, right? It's like, okay, some people might see this video and basically be like, okay, is this like some sort of like weird insurance scam? Or is he actually getting robbed? Are these people like followers of his on like social media or something? Like it's like a really odd look, right? Because you basically got a really out of shape thief sitting on top of a guy with his hands kind of crappily zip tied behind his back, right? Where they end up, you know, hitting him like as a mark because they know what he has, but how do they know what he has? Like it's just it's a lot of weird things. So let's actually get into the story on the article. So disturbing home surveillance footage captures a pair of home invaders hog-tying a Brooklyn man and raiding his home for two pricey designer watches. The footage obtained by the Post Wednesday shows a ski mask wearing suspect kneeling over 37-year-old Ilya Basin and holding his zip tied hands inside his high rise apartment at West 5th Street and Neptune Avenue in Brighton Beach around noon on February 3rd. Now, here's also another thing. This is one of the, this sad side effects of living in like a city with a lot of densely people, like a densely populated like population, because it's just like you just run a higher risk of something like this happening. So the duo stole a Rolex presidential watch and an Audemars Piguet watch, which Basin says are worth a combined $350,000 today. Is that actually the case? I don't know. Hold on. Let's actually check this. So a Rolex presidential watch. Search Brave for that. Let's see. For sale. I guess it kind of depends. Hmm. Like you want? Let's check out Rolex. Let's see what pops up on. Well, I mean on eBay. I mean. No. Let's see. Rolex presidential watch. Okay, so this might be what, maybe 90 grand for the Rolex presidential watch. And let's see, an Audemars Piguet watch. Let's look that one up. Audemars Piguet watch for sale. Okay, let's just check out Chrono 24. It doesn't really matter like which source. We're just using this as like a brief, rough estimate. Yeah, accept. So giving it like kind of like the benefit of the doubt, maybe 125, maybe. It doesn't really say what type of Audemars Piguet watch. So, I mean, there is one going for like $700,000, which I mean, here's the thing, right? $700,000 for a watch, you could just like buy a house or something or put that into like an investment. Now, there's some people who make a lot of money on it. Okay, so there's another Audemars 400,000. Okay, so basically, what I'm thinking is that probably the majority of the worth comes from this watch, the Audemars Piguet, whatever that is, right? Honestly, to me, like here's my view on watches, right? If you got the money and it's not all of your net worth, like it's basically like money that you could afford to lose, there's nothing wrong with getting a really nice watch, right? That being said, if you put all of your money into like a watch or something like this, when you could basically get either a fake or something that looks extremely similar to it for like 20 bucks, $100, I mean, does it really make sense for you to buy something like that if money's kind of tight for you? Not really, right? You could look good for like under $100 for like a couple watches, right? I mean, just to like put it for example, right? So, no, Audemars Piguet fake for sale. Just to Let's see. No. Replica Mars. Maybe on Etsy? Maybe you can find it on Etsy? Mm, yeah, yeah. I guess you could find similar stuff on Etsy. So on Etsy, you could pretty much find similar watches for a few $100s. Okay, so still not really necessarily cheap, but way cheaper than like 400 grand, 100 grand, 700 grand, right? So that's something to keep in mind, right? Like it really all depends on your perspective. Like, is spending that amount of money worth it to you, right? So, okay, where were we? Okay, so the terrifying ordeal lasted about half an hour. The victim said, "Don't scream, or we're going to have to choke you out." One of these suspects can be heard saying as Basin lay shirtless on the ground, and his northern Inuit dog, Smokey, barked in the background. Cool name for a dog, though. "I'm not going to scream," he replied, "I promise." Basin, a crypto consultant, which, by the way, consultants, depending on what they do and how good they are, can make a lot of money. Like, we're talking like easily like six figures plus, right? So, he's a tech buff who lives with his girlfriend, who wasn't at home at the time, said the intruders tricked him by ringing the bell and placing someone else's package in front of his door. The unsuspecting victim saw the package on his Nest camera and opened the door to pick it up. "As I opened it, they both bum rushed me," Basin said. "Maybe if I had some karate training, I would have acted differently, but my first instinct was to try to swing the door closed." The ski mask wearing suspect then took me down, Basin said. "I hit my head on the dog's food bowl," he added. "Once I was on the ground, they zip tied my hands behind me. They put tape over my mouth and taped my ankles together. For the first minute or two, I was just hoping that I was going to wake up," he recalled. "I didn't think it was real. It happened so quick that I didn't know what was going on. It makes no sense." One of the suspects is shown in the video wandering around the apartment and repeatedly asking, "Where's the money?" At one point, the same intruder kicked him in the face and told him to shut up as he whimpered on the ground. So, in a separate video released by cops, the invader is shown rifling through the refrigerator. Basin said he took out French fries and blueberries and apparently to keep Smokey quiet. The robber ultimately found the watches in their original boxes in Basin's bedroom closet and stuffed them in a backpack. The duo disconnected Basin's internet router and untied him before they bolted, according to the victim. Basin said the incident was the most traumatizing thing that's ever happened to me. "I've been living in this city since I was 6 years old." Basin said, "This is my home, but this makes me feel like I should definitely get out of here. I don't have enemies. I'm a sweetheart of a dude. It's very shocking that this happened." He added that all his wealth was in those two watches. "That's all my money," he said. "It's literally all I have. It was my one hope of getting a house, getting out of here. It was my one ticket situation to get a better life." And cops continued to search for the suspects Wednesday. Now, this is kind of like where you get into like a situation where it's like, okay, is this like a legitimate like theft? Or is this kind of like an insurance scam potentially, right? Because here's the thing. Why would the thief duos disconnect his internet router and untie him before they leave? Does that make sense to anyone that ends up stumbling upon this? Personally, I don't think so, right? Why would thieves who know how much money you got untie you after they just basically beat you and rob you? That makes no sense at all, right? It makes more sense, right? And this is going to get dark, right? And I apologize for those that stumble upon this, right? Wouldn't it make more sense for these thieves to beat him up, make him log into his crypto accounts, right? To then transfer that money into their own accounts, steal all of his money, and probably do worse to him? Or leave him tied up, blinded, maybe knock him out, and then leave. Because when you untie someone after committing a crime like this and leaving him his phone, okay, so keep that in mind, leaving his phone behind, okay, because they're showing his Rolex on his phone. Does that make any sense? You're gonna untie the person that you just robbed for close to $300,000 worth of watches, and he still has his phone, and all you do is disconnect the internet? Like, does that make any amount of sense at all? I say no. I think this is honestly like an insurance scam. I think this guy is just trying to get some easy, quick money from like an insurance claim for like $300,000 and probably put that into crypto or something because probably he was consulting and doing stuff in crypto and ended up probably making bad trades, losing all of his money, if not more, using margin, going into debt. And he's like, oh crap, I need to make a lot of money very quickly. Maybe I need to go through this insurance policy. So that's something to really think about. If you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com. By the way, never put all of your money, your net worth into watches because that could easily just get stolen.